Hail, 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 hail. It's me. Is my mic working? That is the big question of the day. I shall see. I can't hear myself, so I don't know if it's working or not. I'm a pro gamer, pro streamer. I don't struggle with anything. Everything is fine. Everything is under control. It's just very delayed. Okay. Hello, Asa. Hello, Kohaku. I hope everybody doing great. I'm doing my best out here, you know. Thank you for the confirmation. For some reason, I could not hear myself. I was like, is it one of these days? One of these days when I cannot hear myself, you know? Hello, Kohaku. How you doing? How was your stream? I know nothing about Pokemon. I could tell is that anywhere you walked, you ran into something and you had to fight it. So I was like, yeah, that's how it works. That's how you do Pokemon games. I'm a professional. I know how that works. So, you know. One second. I should have calibrated myself to look at the right spot. Okay. Should be a bit better. Anyways, I hope everybody had a good day. I had an okay day. Not as productive as I would have wanted it to be. I worked on something. I do invoicing, right? And when you do invoicing, you invoice for other days. So I'm like invoicing February. I finished doing the whole thing. It took me quite a while because it was a very big invoice. As soon as I click on like the save button, that is when I realized that I didn't change the date. It was today's date instead of back in February. So I was like, great. And then I had to figure out by myself. Cause my boss had the weird pasta yesterday. Well, she got so sick, she didn't work today either. She was like, I got sick like night, so I'm taking a sick day. So I was like, okay. Not like I could ask questions, but I mean, I've done invoicing before, so I figured it out. So I had to reverse my invoice and I can't duplicate it. So I'll have to start over tomorrow. So yeah, my day's work was out of the window, but you know, you do what you can in this life. It is what it is. Except for that, I ate some good food. I saw my baby nephew and it was freaking adorable. I love babies. Babies are cute. Their laugh is just contagious. It's just lovely and they smell good, okay? It's just what it is. It went well. I've been meaning to play Infinite Fusions a few weeks, but I kept forgetting to download it. Well, there you go. Today was the day for you to download it and enjoy it and be a pro at it because you can't even help yourself. And now that I have 100k plus channel points in your channel, like I need you to give me something very fancy to spend them on because like I can spam, but you know, I want to know that I saved up enough for it. I want to know I can just, you know, waste my money on something. You know, it feels great because I can't do it in real life because I'm just poor, but you know, if I can do it on Twitch, I'll feel better about myself. I'll feel very like bougie, as they say, you know. Except for that, yeah, my day was okay. Ate some stuff, tried some new stuff, and that's about it. Really, my day was not that exciting. But honestly, I'm happy. I'm home 3 days a week, so that's great. Oh yeah, first thing this morning, like around 9 a.m., I get a call from like a good job that I had applied for maybe 3 months ago. And they're like, I'm like, hello, like, hi. Well, a while ago, we have received your application for a job and like a position just opened. So we're like, are you interested? I'm like, I just got a job, homie. And like, it's been 3 months. Like, do they not think that people, like, do they not want to reopen the post stage or anything? Like, why? You know, like, just keep on going. Open the position up again. Like people that applied 3 months ago most probably have a job by now. I was very lucky with mine because someone did like pretty much like dunked on them and then I was there. But yeah. And my mom was like, oh, you should still do the interview. I'm like, no, I have a job 5 minutes away from my home. You think I want to get a job downtown now? I'm very comfortable where I am. It might have been a better salary, but it wouldn't give me the peace of mind I have right now that I can like literally walk to my job. Like I'm okay. I'm gonna stay here. I do love my pudding eyebrows. They're very gorgeous. I would not have thought about making such a beautiful thing. I was observing you and I was like, yeah, this is a thing. that just sounds like kohaku, and I really like this type of pudding. It's very yummy, so it made me hungry for some, but I don't have any, so that's that. When I was in Japan, I made it my thing. I would buy, like, I would make sure to have one a day, but there were many versions of it, but like the only thing in the fridge that was mine was the puddings, because I mean, they're yummy. Like, I needed them in my life, okay? That's just what's up. But that was fun. And yeah. Oh, I want some stuff. Let's go. I'm epic like that. Let me stop that so I don't hear it too much. Okay, so I can just hear music. I do think my mic is working, so I don't need to monitor more than that. But yeah. I don't think I have much else to say about my day. Nothing much happened, but I hope everybody had an okay day at least. You were more productive than I was, because I wasn't that productive. I'm really gonna try and like dish out some work tomorrow. That's my goal right now. That's what I want to do. And yeah, today we're just chatting. We're reading some AITAs because it's always fun to judge people, see if they are or not, and pass our judgment on them. And I mean, it's open chat, so if you want to chat about something, just let me know. We can chat. Like, it's not formal or anything. I just want to chill today. It's the first, like, quote-unquote chill stream I'm doing on YouTube. And I'm like, yeah, you know, gotta get the vibe for it, get the feel for it. See if people are into it or not. Because if people are not into it, I mean, I might just continue doing that in my free time, away from people's eyes, because, you know, that's what's up. And yeah, that's about it. Let's just go and see what we have. I did not really like read anything. I just opened the first page and we're just gonna read some randomly in there, and that should be fun. Oh boy, it is time to get judgy. Yes, it's time to get judgy, Mr. Vector Spaceman. How you doing? How was your day? Hello. My day was great because, you know, I knew I was gonna be judging people after, so can't be a bad day, can it? Let me see. Also, reminder to like this stream if you haven't. It helps me out. Thank you, boy. Okay. Where is it? Here. And it's just plushie. Okay. Let's see. I saw the title of this one and I'm like, I'm gonna read that one. Also, I think the bad thing about AITAs, oh, that's not good, is that you will also notice how I'm not a good reader, because when I was doing more videos about it, could cut it out, but bro, is it hard for me to read. I can't read for my life, so, you know, bear with me. It's gonna be rough. It's just gonna be. Nothing I can do about that. But let's see. Am I the asshole for not letting my sister-in-law... Sometimes I don't know what they mean. I'm like, what the acronyms mean? But I know this one. Am I the a-hole for not letting my sister-in-law use my wedding dress for her wedding, even though she can't afford one? Let me think about that one for a second. I mean, I kind of get it, but at the same time, it's kind of selfish. I feel like it's just a dress. You already wore it. It's for your wedding. You're not gonna get married again in it, as far as I know. If you can help someone have a good day, why not? Or anything, at least, we'll see. But at least if you offer... I thought it said son-in-law. Well, I mean, why would the son-in-law use your wedding dress? Like, I mean, it could be, but I don't think so. But yeah, I'd say if at least you offer to help her pay for her own, maybe we can find something out, but we shall see. My 28 F. Oh, she is 28 and female. I can't. Younger brother, 24, and his fiance, 23, are supposed to get married in the spring after being engaged for about a year. My younger brother has always been the golden child between the both of us, to my mom, not my dad. Him and his fiance currently live with her, rent-free, might I add. Okay, I see the dynamics out here. I just by default assume SIL is son, not sister. You know, that's, oh my god, you gotta get canceled. Some people renew their vows every 5 years, but it's rare, but still people pay a lot of dresses. I doubt the chance if it gets a second life. Yeah, but I mean, if you like let her borrow it, does not mean that you don't see it ever after, or is it? I mean, It seems like it's a spoiled child situation, but we shall see. My dad and I, on the other hand, have mixed feelings about this wedding. We both feel like my brother is rushing into things and not being financially smart. He just finished his bachelor's program a year ago, is still trying to get on his feet and find a good full-time job in his field, and decides to spend thousands of dollars on a wedding. My thought on this... The thing is, I don't think it's like you have to have figured everything out to get married. But also it means that you're not gonna get a $50,000 wedding. Like, you have to have priorities. If you want to do a small thing, have a reception in the restaurant, I don't think it's bad to get married if you and your partner are okay. But I wouldn't judge them just on that. Depends on how much he plans on spending on that wedding. Stop reading ahead. I think you should say I heard ahead. That's what I mean. I lend it out, no question asked. Oh my god, yes, love my dress again. Get the money worth out of it. Yeah, I feel like I would rent it, but we'll see. She seems to be very judgy, but we'll see. We sat him down and explained this to him and asked him what the rush was. Why not push it off for a few years and save... Few years? I mean, they're 24 and 23. And save up so you guys can really have the wedding of your dreams. Explained to us that his fiance wants the wedding as soon as possible and doesn't want to wait. Well, why? While his fiance's family is pitching a couple thousands for the wedding, my dad reluctantly is pitching in a couple thousands as well. All important later. Well, a few nights ago, I'm eating dinner with my husband when I get a call from my future sister-in-law. Convo starts as normal. Hey, how are you? Shitty weather we're having, etc. Until she tells me she has a serious question to ask me. She asked me if she can use my wedding dress and that I wore to my wedding just over a year ago. She explained that she can't afford one herself, that she absolutely loves mine, and that it would be her something borrowed. I immediately shut her down and said, I'm sorry, but no, this is a thousands of dollars dress we're talking about. That she'd have to get altered to fit her, by the way, too, so no way. We're also not even close at all and barely talk, so WTF. Okay, yeah. I think right now I'm if I was close to her, it would make sense. If my sister was gonna get married and needed my dress for this, it would be my greatest pleasure to do it for her. I mean, I love her. I'm my sister. But if you're not even close to her, that's when it gets a bit, I don't know. Twig, hello. I haven't slept, so I gotta go sit up. Just go sleep, girl. What are you doing here? Go rest. Jeez. You're so, hey, you're being mean. Why are you like that? I don't want you to read ahead. That's the whole point. Jeez. As I was saying, yeah, if I'm not close to someone, I don't think I would want to do that, but we'll see. She starts begging and even starts crying and going on about how she can't afford one. I told her I'm sorry, but no. She then starts going on about how I'm not even financially helping her and my brother pay for the wedding. Okay, well, that's none of your business. So the least I can do is let her use my dress. Yeah, I would not. I would not lend my dress to someone like that. There's no way. I told her the honest truth that I think they're rushing into having a wedding and not being financially smart. She said she didn't care. She has a timeline and wants to be married by 25. Even less reason. I would not. I definitely would not. I can always just pull it up myself. Also, it's not ahead. You're just reading without us. No. What do you mean? What do you mean it's not ahead? I mean, it's supposed to be a group activity, you know? Let me see. I basically said to her that she made her bed, so now she has to lie in it and figure it out herself. And if she can't afford her wedding dress, then she shouldn't be having a wedding. Simple as that. She ran back to my mom and my brother to tell them what I said. They think I'm an a-hole because I have the money to financially help my brother and his fiance, but I'm being selfish and unsupportive. They also think it's just a dress, so what's the big deal? My dad is on my side and defending me, as he is now thinking of taking back his financial help due to the sheer audacity of my brother's fiance asking me such a thing. I don't know if that would be my reason if I was a dad. Personally, I don't know if it's petty, But if I'm thinking about it, I don't know you. You're very entitled. You don't have a valid reason. Like, if the only reason is that she has to be married by a certain age, then for me, that's not a valid reason. Like, does she, like, it's not like, I really love this man, I want to get married to him. Like, she just said, like, oh, I want to get married to him, so, like, you know, that's why I want to get it as soon as possible. Even if it was cheesy and not necessarily a thing that is constructive, I feel like it would make more sense. But I feel like she just, like, you know, the bridezillas that have, like, their whole life plan ahead and want it to happen in a certain way. To me, that's how it reads. That's, you know, I personally would not, especially if she's gonna change it. She probably, like, damages it. Yeah, personally, I wouldn't feel comfortable with the type of relationship I would have with her. But let's see what other people are saying, because maybe I'm wrong. Now, so they're to use a sack of flour as a dress she wants to get married to Valley. The entitlement, yes, that's my view too. Or just buy a cheap dress. Indeed, like, you can buy a dress for $50, like maybe like $100 if you want to get extra and be very cute. It just needs to be white. These days you can find like very cheap dresses, especially if it's a thing that you're gonna wear once. As long as it lasts a whole day, you should be fine, you know? In my opinion. What do we think in the chat? Do we think she is or not? My thought was a little bit more generous. Goodwill often has a good supply of wedding dress. Yeah, there's like places to go. Now the asshole, for who pays for their siblings' wedding? Come on now. Like, not pay, but you can participate if it makes sense and you agree. I mean, I personally feel like you need to like support the wedding or like, you know, have discussions. It's deeper than that. If I really wanted to get married, I would tell them congrats and I'll see you on a big day. Maybe not that much. I would be a bit more involved in the wedding than that, and I'll give them like wedding gifts or like be there for them. Hopefully they would invite me like to be part of the bridal party, but you know. I think she the asshole, not because she won't lend her the dress, but because she's using the whole thing just to be petty about a wedding she doesn't approve of. I want to get married in an off-white, like a rosy color. That's probably would probably be very pretty on you. Actually, I think the color is called champagne. I don't know how people pronounce that in English. I don't know, because I feel like she might be using the dress situation to not show support, like, for this situation because she doesn't approve of the wedding. But also, so far, she had not done anything. She talked to her brother. She asked, do you have to get married right now? And he gave his reasons. She was not against the wedding. And I think that's also why she asked the girl, why are you in such a rush? Because I feel like if it was my own sibling, I would be asking the same question. Like, why do you have to like rush into this when you're not ready? Because as I said in the beginning, I don't think like there's like a ready if you're gonna do it simple. If it's important for you to get married and like for the symbol, for legal reasons or something, it should not be something that costs so much money that you're gonna be in a hole or you can't afford it yourself. For me, if you can't afford your own dress, you can't afford your own like rings for the wedding, even if you go cheap, if you can't do that, I feel like you should maybe wait and get ready for it, because then how are you gonna live life together? You know. Do you realize how patronizing it is to have your family sit you down and be like, you can't postpone for a few years? I do, but also in my opinion, it's also done out of love. Like, and the thing is, like, they asked him, but they didn't tell him he has to do it. The dad still agreed to give him money, and like they were supporting them anyways. They just questioned it. I feel like it's okay for my family to ask me questions if they're worried about me. If they're like, I'm worried about your decisions here, so like, can you explain it to me so I can understand it better? So that I'm like, you know, it's not your job to not make me worried, but you know, if it can help put my mind at ease that I'm not too worried about you and where you're going and what you're gonna do, you know, like I do feel like she was being judgy about them, being like, oh, they live at mom's and they're like living rent free and blah blah blah. Yeah, but that's none of your business for that part, in my opinion. But now they're asking you something, so I feel like she has more of a say here. It's just your family telling your desires are meaningless and you should just listen to us because you don't know what you want. Also, the dad is helping only begrudgingly, but he's still doing it. I think, I don't think we're gonna agree on that. And I don't see it like that. You're just your family telling you your desires are meaningless? No, because they did not give a reason. It's not that they said, we want to get married because it's important to us, and they said, like, that's stupid to wait for 5 years. I want to get married because I need to get married before 25 is a bit more questionable in my mind. But anyways, we shall agree not to disagree on that one. Also, the dad is, and that's the thing, even if he's begrudgingly helping, he is still doing it out of love, because it's not like he has to. Nobody's like holding a gun to his face that you gotta help with that wedding. He could just choose not to. Like, personally, I had a family wedding where I was very much not into it, but I still showed up. My parents still participated in the wedding, even though we were not about it because we were not agreeing with the wedding. But we still did whatever we could to like show support and like lead them on. But you know, we will probably never agree on all that. A rush marriage screams of red flags to me a bit. Yeah, I don't approve of their reasoning for the wedding, but the family is just being assholes in my opinion. Yeah, your opinion, my opinion, we all have opinions. We'll see, like maybe later we can see what the Reddit thread decided, because there's no judgment on this one, it's too new. But yeah, in my opinion, she's not the asshole in the situation. She might be in her personal life, but I don't think in this situation. Well, he's using the dress thing to pull his support because he's also petty about it. Well, because people are attacking his daughter. Like, I'm just gonna move on from this story, but yeah. Let's see. Am I the asshole for making my girlfriend cheap lasagna? I, 24, make a delicious lasagna from scratch that takes hours and lots of money to make. It's so good that friends and family ask me to make it for them for birthdays instead of getting them a gift. Okay, nice. Last month, I decided to make it for my girlfriend, 23. I spent a lot of money on the ingredients and then more than half of the day making the herbs infused fresh pasta dough, the Ryuu shitira. When she came over, she took a couple of bites and said she didn't understand why I spent so much time and money on it because it tasted exactly like the lasagna she would make with canned panzani bolognese sauce and boxed pasta sheets. Not similar, not kinda like, but exactly like it. My feelings were a little hurt, not gonna lie, but I understand that to each their taste, and I just told her I'm sorry she didn't like it that much, and then kept it pushing and suggested we watch a movie. Flash forward to yesterday, she was coming over for dinner, and I asked her what she wanted to eat, and she said lasagna. So I popped over to the store and got panzani sauce and pasta sheets to make it because A, she said my lasagna and the quick made one tasted the exact same, so no need to spend a lot on the ingredients. And B, because even if I had wanted to make my recipe, I wouldn't have had the time since it takes me an entire afternoon, which is why it's a special occasions thing. So she showed up at my house, took one bite of the lasagna and then spat it out and said that it tastes different. Then I told her I made it how she did. She got really upset at me and said that I wasn't putting in effort and that she was expecting to have a real meal and not something cheap. What? I pointed out the comments she made last time and she rolled her eyes and said she was clearly exaggerating. So then I got upset because what the hell? The situation got brought up to our mutual friends. Most have stayed out of it, but 2 of them think I'm the asshole because my girlfriend clearly meant she wanted my special lasagna, which is why she asked for it as dinner, and that I should have let her know beforehand that I was gonna make one using pre-made sauce etc. I think it was clear that that's what I was gonna do because she literally asked for lasagna 2 hours before coming over, which is not enough time for me to make the special one even if I wanted to. Am I the asshole? To clarify, the cheap lasagna tasted just fine, pretty tasty even, just not at all comparable to the original one in my opinion. Okay. Let's see what you guys have been up to. Depends, is it covered in cheese sauce or is everything evenly proportioned? Too much cheese sauce breaks the lasagna. You're being like the chef professional out here. Well, from this story, I think he's just being petty. Like, I think even if he's like, well, she should have known it was gonna be because I only had 2 hours to make it. Well, I mean, you could have also just said like, oh, well, do you mean like my lasagna? Because I don't have time. Like, you knew what you were doing. You're being petty. I think she's annoying. I think I would not like to be friends with this person personally. It's like, why you gotta insult my stuff like that? Like, she was being mean when she said it tasted exactly like the cheap version. So I would have been annoyed. But I think the healthy thing in this situation would have been to talk about it and be like, you hurt my feelings when you said that. Like, I really like put my like heart and soul into it. And I don't know if she was just being a tsundere because she could tell the difference and she spat out the other one. Like, I'm like, what? Yeah, I think both are trash. I'm like, no, I think she's trash and I think he's petty. I don't think he's the asshole. I just think he's petty. So like, if like, I think a discussion should have been had at this point, and that's why it's like you can't say that he didn't. Oh, she should have known it was gonna be that. She's trash, but communication is lacking here, in my opinion. Like, they should have talked to each other. I think they're both being a bit petty. Yeah, I think he is petty. I think she's trash. Like, honestly, I think that's what's up. That's, you know, that's my opinion right there. Let's see what other people are saying though. Your lasagna just saved your life. It revealed your girlfriend for the petty and ungrateful person she really is. Now you can safely escape before you sign a lease, bought a car, got married, or had kids. Not the asshole, and praise be lasagna. I agree. She's trash. She is trash. His actions were petty, but I think it didn't mean it was negative, in my opinion. I think it's just pettiness. I'm a petty person sometimes, so like, I personally don't think he was being an asshole here. This all it is, and OP most grocery stores sell fresh pastas and lasagna sheet. Is there a refrigerator section next to the cheese? Oh, I didn't know that. Not that I cook lasagna often or anything, but you know. Oh, hello, Kruka. How you doing? Welcome. How are you doing? How was your day? We're judging people today. Why would she even say that if it's not just to put OP down? Yeah, but why would she do that? Was she trying to neg her or something? I don't know what that means. There's a difference between affectionate teasing and negging, and it's hard to explain until you experience building a relationship. I think tone and subject matter are really important to distinguish the two. You don't poke fun at a dish your partner worked hard on. Absolutely. And if you verbalize that the joke hurt you, and the response is any variation of "you're being too sensitive, I clearly didn't mean it that way, I'm sorry you took it like that." Yeah, she's playing, like, I guess it's like gaslighting or just being mean. It's just being mean. And like, then you're just like flipping it on people. It just, yeah. 1 second. Okay, is there anything interesting? Very great people in the comments commenting on that. We appreciate. Okay. Praise be lasagna. What? I don't know what's going on, but all to say, he's not the asshole. He's petty and she's trash. That is my judgment on this situation. This title is calling to me, so I'll read it. Going well, I'm playing Genshin. Oh, have a lot of fun playing Genshin. Sometimes I think about playing Honkai again. I probably will. I'm the type to like have games on my phone for like years, not play them, and then I get back into it. Right now, I'm still very much playing Game of Dice. I only streamed it once. Maybe I'll get back into it when I want to chill and show everybody how much trash happens. I've been very good at not spending on games, and I'm very proud of myself. I mean, I have bought like maybe one game, but I don't spend for in-game purchases. I couldn't English for a second. Like, I feel like it would be dangerous if I ever got into Genshin, if I ever started being like really into it. Like, it'd be like, oh god, oh no, you know. Let's see. Am I the asshole for not washing my hands at 3 a.m.? Last night, my significant other, 28 female, woke me, 29 male, up at around 3 a.m. to tell me that I had thrown our dog off the bed while sleeping. I was a bit annoyed that she woke me up, so I went to the kitchen to grab a glass of water and use the restroom. I tried to stay as sleepy as possible to fall back asleep quickly. When I returned to bed, Mayasa told me to wash my hands, as she had apparently heard me in the restroom and noticed that I forgot to wash them in my half-asleep state. I told her that I just wanted to go back to sleep and didn't want to argue since I had sprained my ankle a bit earlier in the evening. However, she continued to ask me to wash my hands repeatedly. After some back and forth, I decided to sleep in the guest room instead of our bed. I just had sausages and with sweet chili sauce. Yum. That sounds yummy, but what is friend? Are you eating your friends? Kohaku, what's up? What's that? Okay, I'm not sure I get that one. It's a bit scary. I'm just putting it out there. Oh, Honkai, I played that game too. That game is sick. It is. I'm very, very late on the game. Like, I'm not up to date with it. I haven't played it forever, but I do like it a lot. Okay, where was I? However, she continued to ask me to wash my hands repeatedly. After some back and forth, I decided to sleep in the guest room instead of our bed. I am aware that I should wash my hands after using the restroom, but I was so annoyed that my SO wouldn't drop the issue, and I couldn't fall asleep until about 5:30. The next morning, I woke up in a bad mood, and my SO asked me to jokingly why I had slept in the guest room. I told her that I had slept there because she woke me up for the dog and wouldn't drop the hand washing issue. I expected an apology from her since I thought waking me up for the dog was inappropriate. However, she told me that it was my fault for not washing my hands and that I should have tried harder to fall back asleep. But that's not how that works. She said I was being dramatic and needed to get over it. I got frustrated because I asked her to drop the issue several times during the night, but she had ignored me. I got angry and told her that I should have washed my hands, but that waking me up for the dog's comfort was ridiculous and that she should have dropped it when I asked her to. I then told her not to talk to me until she had something else to say besides "you are overreacting." She left for work, and I am now typing this in my home office, feeling upset. We are at a standstill where I feel like I need an apology, and she feels like I am being dramatic. I tend to get angry quickly when I'm sleep deprived, so I know that I may be in the wrong here. I need some outside perspective. So Reddit, am I the asshole? That's supposed to be fries. Well, that explains things. That makes me feel a bit more comfortable with that, Kohak. I don't know. Okay. I don't think... I'm trying to understand, why did she wake him up? Like, the dog is not on the bed, and... I don't think if I had a dog, which will never happen, I would ever, wake up my significant other. Oh, the dog is... You push the dog off. Especially if you are already up, the dog is okay. What do you want him to do about it? It's just annoying. Then for the hand washing thing, I mean, it's okay, bro. It's the middle of the night. Why was she not sleeping again anyway? She didn't need to, notice anything. I think she was being annoying. And one thing we have to remember, in relationships, I talk as if I'm a master of it all, but, communication is everything. I feel like it's never okay to, deny someone's feelings. If he felt upset by it, it's just the worst to tell him to get over it and that you're overreacting, because that's just invalidating, if that's the word, the other's feeling. It's not that deep for you, but it might be deep for him. And again, I don't know why she woke him up. I don't know why she woke him up to begin with. And even if she went to trash about the second one, why did she not even apologize about waking him up for no reason? I can't imagine. Some people struggle with sleeping. Can you imagine getting woken up for absolutely no reason and then getting nagged at trying to sleep? I'd be annoyed. I mean, I could be putting turtle on the menu. Not tried it before. Don't do that. I've seen a video. It was dramatic. I saw someone murder a turtle, open it up, cook it up, and serve it in the shell. And it was so horrific, I couldn't avert my eyes. I was like, what am I witnessing right now? What is this murder? My brethren murdered like that. It just was not it. And it was not a thing that I appreciated seeing, and I would rather not do it ever again. Please don't eat my people. Okay? Do not, please. Anyway, I forgot to read. What did people think? And what do you even think, Kohaka? Don't bother me when I'm sleeping. There we go, Eve. You got that right. Honestly, like, unless it's an emergency or you need something, do not. I'm told I growl if I'm disturbed in my sleep. Yeah, I mean, that should be the normal response. I'm so aggravated when I get woken up for no reason, like my mom waking me up for like an Excel issue or like a PDF she can't save, and I'm like, Mom, can you not tell I'm sleeping right now? Or when she comes and she calls my name, Mana, are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? I need help. Are you sleeping? It's like, what the hell do you want? Like, it's even more aggravating because she's acting as if this is not gonna wake me up. Or even if I'm up, I'm just gonna pretend I'm sleeping at this point, like, you know. Now even the grill is a full growl. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could sometimes, but then my mom would start praying the demons away. But you know, I'm not gonna give myself more trouble than I already have with my mom sometimes. Let's see. Not the asshole. If the woman was truly concerned about Jim, she wouldn't be letting the dog sleep on the bed. True. Does she clean his paws before he enters the house? Okay, we don't need to go all of that. It's just trash. After also waking you up at that time of the morning, unfair. So the next time something like that, like dog evicted from bed happens, wake her up at bum o'clock in the morning, see how she likes it. I mean, revenge is not the mature option, but yeah. Sleeping was, yeah, and then you get aggravated, but you know she's gonna be in a worse mood if you even argue with her. Yeah, that's my love, mom. Let's see. I mean, I think everybody's gonna say this is not an asshole. Like, bro, she's just annoying, and his frustration is very understandable. I don't need to know about like the hygiene of cats and dogs. We're good. I saw a video where an animal ranger put a tiny tortoise in the lake because she thought it was. No, was the tortoise okay? Was it okay? Did it walk away? Don't tell me it drowned. That would be so sad. No, not my turtles. Not like this. Gotta take care of the turtles. You gotta check what type of turtle they are. I saw a turtle yesterday running after someone's toes, and I'm like, it's so freaking cute. I can't. Turtles are just the cutest thing in the universe. I can't. Nobody can convince me otherwise. It's just adorable. They're just perfect. Okay. Jeez. Anyways, not the asshole for this man. Am I the asshole for telling my sister she is stupid and toxic for comparing boy-girl parenting? I don't know where to go with that one, but we shall see. I am male 33. I'm a single dad to my daughter 15. She's my buddy and I honestly love her so much. My sister 38 has 3 boys and has made being a boy mom her entire personality. She always goes on about how she loves being a boy mom and how raising boys is so much easier than having a girl. I usually just ignore it. People be comparing and be annoying like that. Like who asked though? Like nobody asked for your input on this one. Like why did you feel the need to add on it? My daughter is a huge Taylor Swift fan and I took her to the opener night of the Eras tour. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan honestly, but it was really fun seeing my daughter have so much fun and just overall being so happy. Last night I was over at my mom's and my daughter pretty much only talked about the concert. My sister happened to be there too. My daughter ended up talking about having to wait about an hour to get merch. My sister laughed and ended up going on a rant saying how she's so glad she doesn't have a daughter and how easy it is to raising boys compared to girls, and even went as far as to say she feels bad for me having to be a girl dad. What the hell is wrong with this lady? My daughter didn't want to talk anymore and was clearly upset by my sister's word. Yeah, It was very upsetting to me. I told my sister she was so wrong to say these things, especially in front of my daughter, and that she's toxic and oddly stupid for thinking raising boys is easier than raising girls. I told her she needs to find a new personality outside of being a boy mom. She ended up leaving while calling me the biggest a-hole. My mom also accused me of being rude and basically the a-hole because my sister just loves her boys and I shouldn't judge her for thinking girls would be more difficult to raise. So am I the asshole? No, you're not. Definitely not. You, Taylor Swift. I mean, some people like that. I'm not a Taylor Swift. I'm not a Swiftie, as they call them. Hi, Karen. How you doing? But like, I mean, you know, people be peopling. They like things that we do not know. You know. I don't know, but I'm sure she didn't mean it. Yeah, I'm sure she didn't mean it. I just hope the turtle was fine. That's all I need to know. You know. Yeah, definitely not the asshole in my opinion because like. Honestly, who asked? Who asked you to be making comparisons? You can love your children and be curious about what it is like to raise the other gender. Like, you know, if you only have boys, you've only done this or that because they're boys and like most of the time. And then after that, you do it with your, like, you wonder how it would be if you had a daughter. She might also just be jealous and what's like, would have liked to have a daughter. And then she'll be like, meh. Just shake it up, it'll be cool. Yeah, cool. That's what she should do. Just shake off the jealousy and like give it a rest. Like instead of loving on her niece as a daughter, like I'm sure he probably likes his nephews like his sons, like she just decides to be trash about it. Like it's not easy raising kids at all, whatever they are. Like it's just a pain. We love kids, but it's a pain to raise them properly. And even if you manage to, you think you're doing a great job and all of a sudden you have a serial killer. You don't know. You do your best and like it's like a lottery. You just hope that you did a good job enough that they don't turn weird or something. Don't appear on the news eventually, maybe, you know. I just think it was stupid. And like the fact that she said that in front of her niece is like very, just being an immature adult. Like even if you wanted to do that trash, don't do it with the kids around. I think that's just trash, you know. No, Kohaku. Kieran gets it. Kieran gets everything. Kieran got everything. Wait, Kieran, are you back from your trip or are you coming back this week? Or are you already back? I forgot to ask. I don't remember. I know my Kieran is like international, like traveling all the world, you know. But, you know, I don't know where you at this point. Let's see what other people have to say. It sounds like his sister is projecting. If she had 3 kids on purpose, she 100% wanted a girl and she just never got one. Yeah, I feel like there might be a bit of jealousy. So now that she's done having kids, she's using her anti-girl rhetoric and boy mom's perspective as a coping strategy. That's just a guess though. Either way, it's super weird for her to hyperfix it on the gender of her children that much. It's just plain rude to impose that on your daughter. Good for you for standing up to her. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with his mom. I think the mom should like be wiser than that and be able to see the issues. Well, welcome home. Thank you for the like, Aster. Welcome home, Kieran. Happy to have you there so we can watch the movie Thursday. It'll be fun. Let's see. Or she's just a filthy misogynist. No, I mean, that's also a possibility. I don't think so, but maybe. I don't know. I honestly don't understand it. Raising my son is one of the hardest things I've done doing. I love him, but it's like trying to tame a Tasmanian devil. But I mean, that might also just be your son. Like, for all we know, he's the one that has issues. But most kids are hard to raise. Like, you just never know. My nephew that was home today is the most adorable and calm baby ever. He barely cries. He only cries because he's scared of the dark. And he's like a year and a half. But except for that, he doesn't really scream. He's starting to ask for water. He calls his dad. He's a sweetheart. His sister, though, you find her in the sinks. You find her all up in the kitchen. The other day I'm at their place. You just see her like holding some eggs. We don't know how she got hold of the eggs. Like she's just. If you turn for a second, she's up to something that she's not supposed to be doing. So you know, I don't think it really applies that way. Yep, if reading books is easier start to finish, you're doing it wrong. Exactly. It's hard for all of them. And I feel like for girls, like the stereotype is like for guys, they're like more rambunctious, like they run, they do this, and they do a lot of mischief. But girls, like imagine when you have a teenage girl, she's not easy. I was one of them. It's not easy, okay? We go through things, we go through thoughts, like we just don't know how to like be whatever we're turning into. Like we start becoming a woman and we're confused. not easy, okay? I can't say either way. My niece was easy to raise, but my sister was a menace to both girls. Yes, apparently I was a menace as a baby. I mean, it's Kohaku we're talking about. Did you think you would be anything else? You don't even need to say apparently. We already know. You were bringing chaos into the world when you were born. So, like, you know, that's just how it is. Yeah, I would say you're not the asshole. You just stuck up to her. Did I find a single asshole today? Not yet. Good people. Let's see titles that are interesting. I was asking her to turn off lights at night. Nah, that doesn't sound interesting. Throwing my friend a serpent bed and not inviting her secret mirror. Well, I'm not gonna read that one. One second. Boom, 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 boom. Reminder to like the stream if you haven't yet. Helps me out. Thank you, thank you. Let me just do something real quick. Okay, let's see. I put hair dryers in toilets. Oh my god, Kohaku. We could have killed everybody. Everybody involved. Hiding in the cupboards, yeah, and eating frozen nuggets. Yeah, I remember you telling that. Eating that freaking frozen chicken, like Kohaku. And then, like, I mean, I'm not really surprised, but like, you know, that Kohaku, I'm kind of like, it's a wonder you're still here and alive and you haven't burned a house down or something, and you're still able to eat nuggets. Because if I was eating frozen nuggets, I can't imagine the state of my belly right now. Like, it'd be struggling with life, you know. I did eat a raw corn once because I didn't know it was raw, but I ate that thing. Didn't taste like much, but it was corn. I love corn. It's corn. Yeah, so I just ate it as is. So that's what's up. That's baby Mana eating raw corn, as you do, you know. Anyways, am I the asshole for throwing my friend a surprise birthday party and not inviting her secret married lover? A girlfriend and I threw our other girlfriend a surprise birthday party. It was a large gathering that included her family, friends, and business associates. She's the kind of person who loves these sort of celebratory events, and the surprise aspect of this wasn't upsetting or uncomfortable for her at all. Good to specify, because I would hate that like so much, especially if it had to do with like business people. Nah, like I like to celebrate my birthday at home with family, and that's about it. I don't want none of these big public parties and stuff. She absolutely loved the party and all the effort we put into it. The issue came afterwards, when the man she's having a secret affair with loses his shit that he wasn't invited. Excuse me, sir. Like, what kind of, like, what are you losing your shit over? Like, I'm like, what? You're having an affair, but you want it to be public? Like, what's the plan here? He's married, she isn't, and no one knows about the affair except the two of us friends throwing the party. Now, I don't care at all about how he felt about being excluded. It's good. He, however, successfully got her friend upset about it as well, to the point of her telling us it was crappy of us not to invite him. What the hell? Okay. What the hell? I'm absolutely shocked she had the audacity to say this to us, looking at all of you to let me know if I'm in the wrong. Thanks. Update. Thank you to all of you that have an opinion on my actual question regarding the audacity of an invite. I was hoping to not make this all about how wrong it is to be part of an affair, obvious, or the harsh consequences that should be bestowed from friends when they're thrown into the know. Way easier said than done. The whole situation sucks for even more reason than the obvious. You know, this is just so stupid. Like, I mean, I feel like the guy has some kind of hold on her, which is why he's doing this, and she turned on them. But this is so dumb. Like, why do you want more trouble for yourself? I'm just confused about that one. Why did you want to be there? Why did you want to publicize it? It's already bad that you're having an affair to begin with. But why don't want to expose it to the world. Like, if anything, take her out on her birthday for a special thing for you two that are in a secret. Don't involve the friends that have nothing to do with the bad things you're doing. What the hell? It was a secret. If it was secret, wouldn't she want to keep it a secret? Exactly. I don't even know why he's getting pressed about it. I don't know why she's getting pressed about it too. Do you want to alert the wife? Like, I mean, not that it would be a bad thing if the wife got to know so she could run away from these toxic people. But what is this about? I don't understand. Why do people have to be trash like that? What's wrong with them? Okay. Let's see with people there. I don't think I need to read a lot. You should ask his wife if you're the asshole for not inviting her husband. Yeah. I think that would have been an interesting drama to have unfold there. It just makes no sense. I don't understand, why do you want to be public about this? I'm not saying it's good to cheat and stuff, but like, why do you want to tell the whole world is out of my understanding? I do not understand that at all. Like, geez. Oh, interesting. Okay. Am I the asshole for deciding to spend time with my newborn daughter rather than my wife? I already see that people judged he was not the asshole, but we shall see what we feel about it. I'm 27 and doing my residency in a surgical specialty, work 12-hour shifts regularly. More often than not, I work more than 80 hours a week. A few days ago, I worked a 24-hour shift at the hospital and got Monday evening off. My wife, 24, wanted us to go out for dinner, but I told her that I'd prefer staying at home with our infant daughter. That way, I can spend time with both her and our daughter, who I don't see nearly as much as I want to, and also get some rest. I told her that I understand being cooped up all day at home can be very boring, so we could do something quick, like under 30 minutes, but that I want to spend most of our time at home. She was pretty upset by this, but I'm honestly past arguing at this point. Don't get me wrong, my wife is a wonderful mother and wife, and taking care of a newborn is certainly not easy, but she's also supported by my parents who live with us and is not doing anything anywhere near as physically or cognitively demanding as what I'm doing. I'm dangerously close to crossing over into burnout territory with how much I am working, and it would be hard to continue functioning at this pace without any rest. Besides, I don't want to compromise a single second with my baby for anything else unless I absolutely have to. I'm not spending nearly as much time with her as I should. Am I the asshole? Yeah. He's not. Definitely not. I think I understand the wife, and she needs to be understanding. I do understand that it's not fun. Like, she's been pregnant. Being pregnant is usually not the most fun activity, physically, mentally. Giving birth is traumatic no matter what. And if it's an infant, like, that means it happened not that long ago. So she's probably trying to find her way back to what her life was before the baby, because she's like, I mean, I feel like after having a baby, you're in shock about the fact that you just pushed out a living being for a while. So I think she just wants to have some sort of normalcy, I think is the word. And thankfully she has help from his parents, so maybe she doesn't see it the same. But at the same time, I understand her, and I do think it has to do with having given birth not too long ago and going through her own stuff. But she also needs to understand that her husband's pretty much killing himself at work. Like, he's very tired. He needs to rest mentally and physically, because I can't imagine, like, being with someone in the health system. Like, it's just no. Like, I have a sister that's a nurse, and sometimes she tells me about stuff that goes on at work, and like, she's depressed sometimes about some stuff. Like, people die. It's dramatic. It's not fun. And when you're a doctor, it's like even more. Like, when you're during their residency and they work all the time, they don't really get to sleep, and they have people's lives into their hands even though they're tired. So I feel like it's normal for him to be at this point in his life where it's just hard. Like, it's just hard out here. But yeah, I think this is a difficult one. They both need to like, you know, try and meet each other in the middle. Like, she needs to be there. They both need to be there for the baby, of course. It's important that the baby gets to know their dad and like bond with their dad, so that's important. They need to like communicate their needs and try to like accommodate everybody. She needs to be there for him to like, you know, be a place where he can go to find peace and rest, and he needs to be there for her to like remind her that she's still a person on her own. She's not just a mother now. She's also a wife, and she wants to be pampered by her husband, clearly. Like, I wouldn't want to like give birth to a baby and then my husband never looks at me after. It's like, oh baby, like, yeah, I would be upset about it. So yeah, not the asshole, but like, you all need to talk. That's what I would say. Let's see what they say. But she's also supported by my parents who live with us. Being stuck at home with an infant and our in-laws is not many people's idea of a good time. Indeed, it's not that great. It's great that your parents are helping, but that relationship itself can often be awkward and exhausting, particularly as your wife figures out parenting. Yeah, I feel like parenting is something that you should definitely be figuring out together as a couple. It's good to have like help, but it's not the same. And also, yeah, we don't know. Does she even have a great relationship with them? Maybe not. And maybe it's just awkward to be left with your parents every day, all day. And she's tired of them. Maybe that's actually why she wants to be outside the house, which I would understand. It's not and it's not doing something anywhere near as physically or cognitively demanding as what I'm doing. It's not a contest. Do your marriage a favor and don't dismiss what your wife does as less than what you're doing. True. Her work is exhausting and burnout prone as yours in its own way. The one thing that new parents crave the most is adult time. Your wife needs this as much as you need rest. Not the asshole, but you and your wife need to communicate and figure out how to meet everyone's need. Well, that's basically what I was saying. Nobody's the asshole, but people need to talk. People need to help each other and support each other and be respectful. They both need each other a lot right now, so it would be good if they could figure out a way for that. Sorry. Let's see. Interesting. Wedding drama again. Okay. Am I the asshole for not allowing my nephew at my wedding? My fiance and I are getting married in July. We have expressed to all our guests that we wish to have an adults-only wedding and ask our guests to make arrangements, please find a babysitter, if they have children. I really don't know how I feel about that, because personally, I understand that you don't want to have babies crying, going around and stuff, but I feel like for me, my wedding will probably just be mostly family. I don't have friends. I don't have anybody to invite to a wedding. But if I was to have a wedding, I would invite family, which means that all the babies would be like nephews or cousins or something like that. I would not want to exclude them from a wedding. Like, for me, they're part of my family and I want them there. And as long as their parents are there taking care of them, it's good. Like, I don't think that there would be a necessity to have a children's corner and create activities for them, even though it would keep them like quiet. But if you don't want to do that, just make sure that you tell the parents, like, you are in charge of your child. We don't want your child running around in the aisle when I'm coming down the aisle, you know, that type of thing. Usually people are pretty like respectful of that. But anyways, we have several reasons. We have to keep the guest count under 50. Oh, that's also a big thing. If they count the kids, then yeah, that's rough. Or else, two of our most expensive vendors both double their prices. Also, small children cause distractions, simply put. We know lots of people allow children at their wedding, and that's okay. We just don't prefer children at ours. Not one of our friends had any opposition to this rule. All of them considered it nice to have a break from their kids for an afternoon, and were more than happy to get a babysitter. They all agreed with us that weddings aren't kid-friendly, and it's just less complicated for everybody to find a babysitter. Understood. I mean, as long as everybody's agreeing on that. The only person giving us a hard time is my sister-in-law. She has what we feel is a very unhealthy relationship with her 3-year-old son. She has cuddled him to the point that he screams if she leaves the room. He has to be with his mom every second, or he gets physically sick. She has that baby attached to her hip so badly that she will not allow anyone except family members to watch him. And those family members are all attending my wedding. Her and my brother are trying to guilt trip us into letting them bring my nephew to the wedding. They feel like because they are family, they are a unique circumstance and deserve a pass. We have set a boundary and we feel like the right thing to do is to enforce that boundary. To make matters worse, they have got my mother to side with them and call me to plead their case for them. I explained to them last night that if she brings him, she will not be fully present at our wedding. He won't be able to dance with my brother, who is my best man, and if I give in, it will be unfair to all the other guests. I have accepted that my sister-in-law will not be at my wedding, and by refusing to hire a babysitter, that is the choice she's making. I am standing my ground and saying no. It's my wedding. I paid for the whole thing. I set the date, the location, and the flavor of the cake. If I say no to kids, I want no kids. Am I the asshole? I don't think she is. I think the whole situation with how she's raising her kid apart, like, I don't really think it has anything to do with the situation. I think, personally, I would probably say no to, like, friends' kids, but I would have family kids at my wedding. But it's my personal preference. That's how I do. I'm very close to family in general. Sorry. I don't think she's the asshole because as she said, it's her wedding, and I feel like she could be understanding. I feel it would be different if the kid was like sick, so like they needed like special bandages or something like that needs to be changed every few hours and stuff like that, and not anybody can babysit. Then yeah. At the same time, can you imagine? I'm prone to think about the worst case scenario. Like, what if she hired a babysitter and something happened? Then it would be like they would be putting that on you forever and ever. Not that I think anything would happen. I don't know. I don't think she's the asshole because she also has like prices to pay and she wants to be fair. And I don't see a valid reason why they don't want to have that. I personally never thought about babysitting. Like, if I have kids, I would probably be the type to only let family, like their grandparents, babysit, uncles, aunts, stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm not a parent, so I feel like I'm a bit torn on that. I don't think she's the asshole, but I don't think the other one is like the worst bad person either. It's a weird one for me. Not the asshole. It's your special day and you deserve to keep it just like you planned. Your sister-in-law needs to teach her son not to scream and shout when she's not there though. How will he behave in school then? Indeed, your wedding's your rule. You hope you have the wedding of your dreams and enjoy. All the best. Yeah, good. I absolutely agree. You're not the asshole, but to that it's also quite common for wedding to be no kids except close family. Yeah. So I thought your friends would be cross if your nephew came, but their kids didn't. I have two kids and I wouldn't. I had kids-free wedding except for my niece as she's family and my husband wanted her there. Also had a friend's baby in arms there as he was too little to not be with his mom. And little babies are no trouble at weddings, unlike feral toddlers. Yeah, toddlers are just a pain in general. So if you expect them to act some way at a wedding, they probably are not gonna do it, you know? Yeah, I was thirsty. Okay, let's do a few more. Let's see. Am I the asshole for refusing to pay for my roommate's girlfriend's meals? My roommate's girlfriend's meal. I mean, if you're ordering for everybody and you're paying for everybody for them, it's a bit weird, but we shall see. About 6 weeks ago, I, 21, moved in with my friend John. John and I had been very good friends for almost 2 years now, after I befriended him at work. 6 months ago, he met this girl, Kat, 19. He told me about her the day after he matched with her on a dating app. And sorry, I don't know what I just swallowed, but it was in the air. He told me about her the day after he matched with her on a dating app and took me to her workplace to meet her. She seemed very lovely, so I was happy for him. Since then, John is always inviting her to every friend outing, so I got to know her. We have lots in common, and for John's sake, I wanted to be her friend. However, I think that, in the nicest way possible, she is a bit rude. She does art, and half the time, John compliments her work and says, "You hate it, don't you?" Or times... she says that. Or times we hang out with other friends, we have to go home early as she was bored, and John was our ride home. Well, that sucks for everybody. She hasn't done anything to me personally, but I just don't like her much. I'm happy John has found someone he cares for. Having to stand by and watch how she acts sometimes rubs me the wrong way. Here's where the issue comes in. Yesterday, John and I were at the supermarket to do our food shop. Normally, we would buy our food for the week and maybe a couple of simple frozen meals to save for Sunday. However, Kat has been coming over for dinners a few times a week, and she has a very limited diet. She refuses to eat anything other than fast food or simple frozen meals. What are you leaving on? I don't know. These days I'm like worried about people's diets. I'm like, you don't want like vegetables or something? Anything? I don't know. A carrot? I don't know. She likely has her reasons for eating specific food, and in case it's due to an ED or something similar, I don't want to make things hard for her or pry into something that isn't my business. Good idea. The time where it becomes an issue for me is how John has now wanted to buy backup meals for her in case she doesn't like what we are cooking. This would make sense, as before she has been eating stuff that was part of our weekly meal plan. The problem is John wants me to financially contribute to these extra meals for her. When I spoke to John about this and said how I'm not happy paying half of her meals, our weekly shop cost is just split in half, as we both eat everything, he got quite agitated. He called me selfish for not wanting to help her just to save money. Well, why does he have to help her though? She works, she does things, she can pay for her own food. Like why does he need to pay for her though? And it's not his girlfriend or anything. He's not even her friend. I know frozen meals aren't the most expensive thing in the world, but John is in a much better financial situation than I am. On top of that, and while I can pay my share of the bills and occasionally have outings with friends, I don't want to be dishing out extra money for meals for a girl I have no real connection to, as the small amounts do add up. Agreed. In my eyes, if Kat doesn't like what we're cooking, she should come over a different day, or John could buy backup meals for her out of his own pocket. I feel like an asshole, but I don't think I should be paying for an extra person's food. If my boyfriend had a similar situation to Kat, I'd see it as my personal responsibility to provide for him and his diet, and I'd never expect John to pay. Am I the asshole for thinking this way? Do any of you have any advice? I don't think you're the asshole. This makes no sense. If like your partner is your responsibility if they cannot deal with life on their own, but like you're taking care of your partner, why does a third party have to be paying for their meal because whatever reason? Because she could either be like just very picky or have a problem, but it's also not on you to pay her meal. Like, it just makes no sense to me that you would have to be the one dishing out money for it. But, you know, it's just weird. I don't understand why the boyfriend, like that Don dude, is being so agitated about it. It's not being selfish, it just makes no sense. And if he makes more money, then I don't even see why he has a problem with that. Just pay for your girlfriend's stuff, bro. It's not that hard. It's not that deep, okay? Not the asshole, but it is time to take a financial and social step back from John as he navigates his new relationship. You can't expect OP to help finance the fact that his girlfriend eats like a child and needs backup meals. That is their expense alone, and perhaps separate shopping is now in order as you two no longer have the same joint priorities. On the flip side, I also wouldn't continue to rely on John as a ride if you continually want to stay out with friends later. Indeed. It only sounds like your life paths are just splitting at this time, and it's better to acknowledge that and adjust expectations of each other accordingly before bitterness sets in. I'd also get ahead of any living concerns sooner rather than later. If she's sticking around, it may be time to start planning an exit strategy. Yeah, this will be the best comment. I don't know where I'll give it to this. Yeah, it's definitely that. It's the friends. He's going another direction with his life. and this person should not have to be paying the price for it. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, it's not his problem. It makes no sense to pay for someone else's expense, like, for living. It just makes no sense. So, like, let's not do that. Let's not make bad decisions, people. Let's take care of ourselves. Let me take a sip. Anyways, I have something in my throat, and I think I should just call it a day for today. Let me just do a splishy. Yeah. We judge a lot of people, but we haven't found an asshole today. Like, I'm kind of disappointed. I like finding them and being like, "Ha! We know what's up. You're the mean one." I mean, in my opinion, there wasn't, but yeah. I would have wanted to go longer, but like, my throat has been acting up, so I'm like, I'd rather not mess myself up more than I have already. Let me see. I don't actually know how to check if people are streaming on YouTube. Let me just real quick check the only person I follow out here. See if Twig is up to something. But that was fun. I'll probably be doing more of them once in a blue moon. Let's see. I don't know if Twig posts the schedule. I should probably check that. And then I would be able to do that. I guess our only stream is the one next week when she's saying goodbye to her old model before she has our new one. So I guess we can't rate her today. But that being said, I'm very happy we got to do that first Just Chatting /AITA stream on YouTube. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Thank you for being there. I appreciate it. I'll call it a day for today, and I'll see you in the next one. Let us be good judges of people and judge people every day, all day. Don't forget to like the stream if you haven't. Don't forget to watch my VODs if you want to help me get monetized. Help me a lot. And I'll see you in the next one, okay? Bye-bye!